Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse. Chris is here, Taz is here, and Chris is going to give us a pupper update. Pupper update?
Pup date?
Pup dates, yes.
Uh, well, yeah. He's coming over tomorrow.
Oh.
He's at the municipality office. There's a
Mm-hmm.
temporary arrangement that lasted for over a year. They can't foster him because no one really offered to foster him.
Oh.
They can't take him to the shelter because there's always been something. Either they ran out of room because there was an emergency dog. But the shelter is a private one,
Mm-hmm.
assigned to a foundation. That is a private-run foundation. Which means they circle around the neighborhood and are looking for dogs in distress. They do interventions. So often, there are more pressing cases, and this dog is kind of secured. He has a provisional box, like a box, like a box in a shelter.
Yeah.
Kind of like in a shelter, but it's like in just attached to a building. It's not a good place for him. He starts to show signs that he's kind of withdrawing, so interactions with other dogs are starting to stress him out. So he doesn't get socialized enough, which
Yeah.
means that this is probably the last moment to take him in before it starts to take some permanent behavioral pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's fine otherwise. He's a peaceful, docile dog that is friendly to everything and everyone that is alive. So kind of like my pupper. Except that, he's been in that temporary arrangement that lasted a little bit too long, and they can't, for the love of them, try to get anyone. And I'm like, when I saw him yesterday and I heard that this is like an emergency situation and they're asking, like begging for help, I'm like, okay, I need to find out more. Something touched me, I wanna say that, my pupper just pushed me over to that page yesterday because I honestly haven't been looking. I've been trying to scroll past that kind of stuff before, but
Yeah.
something touched me about that fluffer. I saw him and just like, yeah,
He
you need
needed
to
you.
come immediately. I just like, I can't bear the thought that he's gonna. Like, I wanted to just give myself another month or something before I would even start thinking about it, but
He
I'll
can't
be
wait another
here
month, so.
thinking. Yeah, I'll be here thinking about my. Oh no, I'm so devastated. Like, yeah, get a move on because he needs a home right now. He's under an open sky, storms, hot weather. This is not gonna be good for him. He needs to get out of there ASAP.
Yeah.
So I had a video call with a person who's running the shelter because
Mm-hmm.
he's still jurisdictionally belonging to them. Had a heartfelt conversation. I told about my situation that on one hand, I feel like it might be too soon, but on the other hand, he can't stay there for a
Yeah.
day longer than it needs to be, and she gave the green light. So I guess I'm not. There's not the concept of too soon, and she just said that I just send them pictures and videos their way once he's here. So I'll do just that.
Sounds wonderful. It was meant to be.
I'd like to think so, Like, there's no universal Italia. What do you mean?
Oh, my chat column's gone. No wonder I'm having fun. There's chat. Good morning,
Um,
47 Alpha Tango. Good morning, Satalia. Yeah, this Universal's gone. Yes, pup dates.
there's no
We have pup
universal.
dates. Pup dates are good things.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't bear the thought. I would have taken him today, but I have no means of getting there.
And they're going to bring him to you,
Mm,
correct?
yeah, the girl who was looking after him from the shelter, she's like a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Well, I've got a car. If you don't have a car, I can bring him over." And that
Oh,
was arranged, and she arranged for him to be available to be picked up tomorrow evening. So he'll come over. We'll take a peaceful, restful walk. So he'll de-stress, vent, get some sniffles in, and he'll come home and have a meal and have his corner, and I'll leave him be just for the first few days. Just do the needful, giving him water, giving him food, giving him these walkies, but not overbearing him, so he'll settle in. It's actually good because I got the time to actually clean up a little bit yesterday. Throw out some stuff that I probably should have thrown out long ago, and it was like it was always something. Which just also helps me compartmentalize things. Well,
Taz,
do some laundry.
Taz, you up for some partying?
Yeah,
Okay.
doing my corner at the moment.
He hasn't deleted the game yet.
He's not our friend anymore, so we don't know if he's in the game. He's secret
yeah.
that way.
It's kind of rude.
Yeah. I just don't know who you're on, Taz.
I got the hot water back just an
Oh,
hour
nice,
ago, but
nice.
a day later than it was supposed to be, but it's finally here. I'm looking forward to getting into the bathtub as soon as I finish work today. God, I've been craving a proper scrub.
I can imagine. Perfect timing, though, in case.
Ice cold water, Jesus, no. Not for a prolonged period of time. I don't know how my parents used to function when I was very young. They used to do those breaks during the summertime. That lasted a month. And I'm like, I'm sorry? Like unthinkable.
Yeah, no, I had to take a cold shower while I was traveling because it was really muggy up in Chicago, and it's like, nope.
I mean, getting a voluntary cold shower with the weather is like awful, but like for a month I'm being forced.
Yeah, when it's on you, that's a whole different thing.
2 weeks. No.
What are we doing?
Let's see.
What for ground?
I'm sorry. Did you say
Sorry,
reroll?
sounds like a reroll. You said the same thing.
I have Terran
Yeah,
ships in the battle zone and plasma damage in space, so nothing exciting.
Yeah, I've got that one reroll.
They come do them with me. I'm doing.
Yeah,
mine.
do them together. You get them done half the time.
No, sorry, I already rerolled. No. I hate doing that.
How many do you have, Taz?
No,
60.
Ugh. Yeah, that definitely.
no, that's a reroll.
That is a reroll.
Phasor damage space, disruptor damage space, anti-proton damage space. So I only have damage, so we can do whatever. I just need to do my damage.
We'll let Taz shoot his Vodwar, which actually doesn't take long. It's not like going to the Voth where you have to go running and chasing and wait. With the Vodwar, there's always some. You just might have to run around for him a bit. Did Mom get her ships yet? No. Well, no. That's actually a really good point to tell you when I get home today. Okay. Well, there you go. We'll just leave it at the one George Thorogood and the Destroyer's Riff.
Hello.
Good morning, Mason.
Oh, Mom, have you ever seen the music video, Klingon style?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I had not seen that until today.
Oh, you're way behind on that one.
Why late to the party?
I know, but like, it's because I was doing song requests somewhere, and they wanted Star Trek parodies. So I did the ones I knew, and then looked up some more, and I'm just like, oh, okay, didn't know that one. There's actually a whole channel of Star Trek parodies.
I'm not surprised. Let me jump back to Satalia's questions. No, Satalia, I did not get my ships yet. If I get home at a reasonable time today, I will take care of that. Because the Zen came through. It took about 2 hours. Yeah, I was going to pick up the new bundle for...
Oh, the bundle. You
not
still
for
didn't
this
pick it
account,
up.
but my other one. Hang on one second. I'm losing my voice. I was going to, and then the weekend hit, and the weekend was crazy busy.
Oh yeah.
Good weekend, but crazy busy. Actually, let me check. I've been going back and forth with the sister of the young man who graduated, discussing cheesecake recipes. And I'm sorry to tell you, but cheesecake does outrank new ships every now and then.
I
Oh yeah.
I
Cheesecake
I
is a
have
trend.
a suggestion I need to pass on to Deca.
Oh, pass it on.
Yeah, they need to remove an item from the game, namely the transwarp coil that you buy,
Because
that because they need to add a menu that once you've been to a place, it adds it as a transwarp location.
yeah, that'd
So
be
we don't
nice.
have to use missions to queue up every damn transwarp.
No,
Because
Yeah, it
nobody's
costs you nothing
buying
to
the
queue up them.
transwarp. Nobody buys the transwarp coils.
this is
I do.
true. But that's because we've got missions.
Wait, you do, Chris? Why?
I did buy some because I had an excess of something. I don't remember which currency uses them.
And
The
you had to
lithium.
spend it.
The lithium.
Yeah.
Or Lobby. One of the two.
I think it was low buy, and I had no idea what to get from it because I had like a leftover, and it's just like very cheap. So I got some.
Yeah,
I barely use them because I usually transfer to a specific
so
location, which is close enough.
you have the buyable consumable. Then you have the consumable that drops from the lock boxes with different locations. And then you got the ship, which has a couple of pre-programmed transwarp locations, the
It's
Excelsior.
Excelsior, but that's only one ship out of all the hundreds of
And
ships available in the game.
what we actually need is just an unlock that unlocks key locations. Nukara, Nimbus 3, the Dyson Sphere, uh, Kabalistan, the battle zones. Just so to help with the endeavors. Because we get sent all over the place.
Well, the question is whether they want us to move about freely or do they want
Well,
us to move about the quadrants and run into other occasional stuff over there on our way there. So, question is
that
whether that's
that's
viable. But that would be best to put with Decade. We can theorize all we can, but by the end of the day, it depends on what philosophy and
well,
approach they have for
If
this.
if
it,
I can interrupt for 1 sec. Apparently, 10
Sure.
Forward Weekly starts back up today. It'll
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
11 a.m. Pacific time, which is what 2 my time, so in about 14 hours.
Quite an
really.
evening, late
Mm-hmm.
evening for me. Great.
Am I doing that right?
So
14 hours? No, excuse me, about 8 hours. 8 hours, my bad. And Satalia, no, patch notes are not up for today.
Not yet, anyway. They usually post them right around the moment the patch starts, so it will take a few more hours to see them, sadly. I don't
okay.
understand the way they post info that there's going to be patch notes, but like they don't know what they're going to be patching. Like, are they just working
They,
until
you
last minute to
Oh, they're
prepare
or
fixes?
patching. They're patching. One thing I know is the Warden Temporal Multi-Mission Cruisers trait.
Also introduce a ship with a broken trait.
47
Yeah,
Alpha Tango says 10 Forward Weekly, but not so weekly.
I mean, they said
because
they're going to be doing it weekly, so it's going to be one
Or
next
maybe they will have
week
to
as
spell it
well.
Weakly instead of Weekly.
so if you use an unconventional systems build and you have the fleet power network array and you trigger that often, you get the chance for rapid fire or beam overload for free, and that triggers the warden trait, which is outputting way too much damage for you getting a freebie rapid fire one or beam overload one. It's taking top damage in the parse for that sort of thing. So yeah, it's quite broken.
Should we pew? Where are
Yes,
we standing
we're
at?
just waiting for Taz to finish his um,
I am done.
Oh,
I
okay.
only need Drano Beach Assault.
There's no such DFO or anything like it.
Yep. That's
What?
not.
There's a beach to Dranur? I thought we just had the planet to defend with
Hey,
the satellites.
Come on, Trinur is a beach.
No. There's no such place on Dranur. It's been bombed to hell by the Zinket.
Oh, there is that. What are we doing, guys?
There's no
Give
there's
me
no
a.
beaches.
Give me. Oh, hold up. 47 Alpha Tango. Are you joining us? You said you might have something to join us with.
Oh yeah. I mean.
I'm
There we go.
gonna step out and do the Beach Assault.
Okay, you're a brave man, Taz. You do know it's not a random.
Yeah.
It isn't a random, is it?
No, it never drops
no,
as
no,
a
no.
random.
Yeah, because you need 10 people to do it.
Yeah. Just like crystalline entity, I think, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think you have
crystalline
to make-
entities in space.
everyone queues up for that, so you
Well, plus it
eventually
takes a
get
minute and a half to run Crystalline Entity. Let's see,
I
Chris.
remember it was such a tough one.
47 Alpha Tango
definitely-
has Undine ships and 6 captains on the ground. So
Right,
for,
I-
Just careful.
for
Can do
Undine,
something with Undine ships. How many Undine ships?
I
So,
don't know.
he-
If he's got 6
here's the
captains,
thing.
it's under 20 though.
You can queue
I
up
think.
crystalline catastrophe solo.
You can queue up a lot of things solo.
And like just private queue in there and get your Tholian ships
That's a good point. You can.
instead of Azure Nebula and sticking around to the end.
Well, let's get to this. How many Undine do you have? 47 Alpha Tango. 10. So you can do Battle Zone. Yes.
Battlezone will probably get them fastest.
Right.
Just like, I mean,
I mean, what else are
Undine
we
is so
doing?
big.
You've got PP damage. I've got Terran ships in the battle zone,
Yeah.
which I can do later. This isn't a real
Yeah.
exciting day for me.
Yeah,
not really.
I
Just
I
got
got
damage types.
I got Sphere and Battle Zone pews to do, and not that many either.
Yeah, I
Like-
don't have a ton of stuff today. Tell you what, 47 Alpha Tango, why don't you do your 10 and we'll come back and we'll just have some fun pew-pews?
And I
Is that
do that
reasonable?
new ground thing, right? That they recently added for captains.
Yeah, the Devil's Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devil's Heart will give you your 6 in the first bit if you go in with a team.
Yeah.
And if you go in with
Oh,
a decent team, you'll be out of there in 3 minutes anyway. However, home is still a
I
good
don't
location
care.
for captains.
Honestly, I don't care if we take 3 or 5 or 8 minutes. Because I just stand there and spam my stuff until it's over.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I've
well,
just been
I've got
trying
the,
to get through
the
my
AoEs.
endeavors quickly because I have other things that I want to be doing that don't involve some of these things.
I got chain damage from lightning and AoEs from lightning. And things will just die and I'll get credit and I'll be done. I need a ship name.
You need a ship name.
Yeah, I did a build on a ship and this is more proof of concept idea.
Yeah, the USS Proof of Concept. The USS Pringles.
It's the Credence Miracle Worker Dreadnought Cruiser. I want to give it a kind of a funny name, but I have no idea right now.
Well,
I'm drawing a
47 Alpha
blank.
Tango recommends USS Shippy McShipface. I did have a Bodie McBoatface. 47 Alpha Tangos. The USS Clearwater Revival, quite good. Yes, the USS Bad Moon Rising.
You know that came in for me on chat after you said that, Mom?
You mean from Satalia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
chat
just
appeared. Well,
Well,
the
yeah,
chat
there's a
appeared for
momentary
me
delay. Yeah. Good morning, Cliff.
on it later than it did for you, which, wow.
There is a slight delay because you're slightly further away. Getting to that point of things that are slightly further away, I used to listen to a show called Tales from Tech Support. So if you don't mind nerding out, it's quite interesting. But there was a guy working in IT, and they got a complaint from one department at the university that they could not send an email further than 500 miles.
But
Yeah, and the guy's like,
Ah,
what? Can't send an email further than 500 miles. So, long story short, basically they were having a timeout issue on sending things. So it was anything after like 0.003 milliseconds or whatever it was, timed out and it wouldn't send. However, somebody did the math and realized, that's the distance that light travels in 0.003 milliseconds or whatever the time was. So anything
yeah,
shorter than that, anything closer than that time range, so roughly 500 miles, it would send to it.
that's so bizarre.
It
My
is.
God.
Yeah, and it's one of those people standing around going, huh, well, it can't be the distance. So it's got to be the time.
let's just.
So
Wow.
random though.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, who makes the delay that short?
It was
Have they never heard of internet lagging?
Musin. This is when we know there's a problem with the system because it had worked the day before.
Yeah.
And it just happened suddenly, so they were able to go in and diagnose what was happening. Somebody had gone in and
I've
futzed with equipment.
Yeah,
And
I've
good
seen
morning,
a
Lexers.
game I've seen a game crash because they sent packages to the server at such a high rate that the movement speed of the characters would overload the bandwidth. And people were all doing a speed build.
I believe this is the 147 Alpha Tango. That should be the link. I don't guarantee it, but it sounds about right. I don't think it's the first story. Yeah, but it references the 500 email story, so enjoy that one. And I think that's on Karma's stories. Karma's pretty fun. Tales from Tech Support as Link is also pretty fun. And I just realized my algorithm has knocked both of those out of my listening one. Take care, Lectures. Go crawl back into bed. Are we ready to go do some pew-pewiness?
Yeah, I'm ready for 25 minutes now.
Well, I know, but we've been waiting for other people to do stuff. What are we doing? We're still back to the age-old question, what are we doing?
It doesn't matter, I just need damage, so we can keep whatever we like. You went
Fine.
on Jupiter Rabbit for a while, I don't know if it's
Okay.
gonna pop, but could be
I'll join in.
Okay. I will send you an invitation. So Talia is going to retell the joke she told me this morning because she wanted me to start my day off wrong. Two cowboys are lost in the desert. One cowboy sees a tree that's draped in bacon. A bacon tree! We're saved, he says. And then somebody posted something. He runs to the tree and is shot up with bullets. It wasn't a bacon tree. It was a ham bush. Ba-dum-tish.
oh my god.
Oh,
47
oh.
Alpha Tango has 1 minute before he can pew some
Never
Undine.
mind then. Never mind, Chris.
So I'm going to give it a minute here. We're going to shoot down those Undine. 47 Alpha Tango, and then we're going to go launch Jupiter Aratus.
You okay?
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so he's only got 10. This will take a minute with two of us on it. Where are you at?
Then I do go down to Earth Space Dock.
Go down to the space dock. Where are you?
It's
There you are.
it's kind of You beam down to a station up in space.
Beam over. I'm gonna beam over there.
I'm just saying, we beam down to Earth Space Dock while Earth Space Dock is suspended above Earth.
Yeah. Well, go.
So are we, but
Yeah.
like
Well, you just have to get
the
further.
concept in three-dimensional space, the concept of up and down without gravity does not exist.
Well, down is toward the Earth, so you have to draw a line from the center of the Earth towards ESD, and then you have to be further out on that same line.
There's all sorts of figures
I
for
wasn't.
students to be more able to put that in their minds and in perspective.
When they spawn you in on the map at a very low altitude. So if you go towards ESD, you're actually going to fly underneath it.
Well, underneath assumes there's an up and down. Cliff, I will send you a party invitation here in just
Yeah, but-
1 second.
The up and down vectors are so random and up for interpretation in three-dimensional space. Especially once you get out of an atmosphere and a horizon ceases to exist.
Chris, the answer to that question has challenged the philosophers for decades, but I do believe the answer is no. Okay, so 47 Alpha Tango is done. I'm going to go ahead and queue us up for Jupiter Eratus here.
Now we got a
We
wee
will.
Wow, I didn't
Wee
think it's
woo.
gonna pop up.
We got 5 people in the team.
Oh yeah, that's right. It could have even done it privately, probably. But I like my Weavers, so I'm not complaining.
Weewoos are fun. Weewoos are good for us.
Oh, it's so hot today again, like the last 2 days. Been going.
I was surprised how hot yesterday was.
It says it's 25, but the real feel is 28 because the sun's out.
Well, it's 70 here,
Yeah.
so you can do the
Yeah.
math on that, which is comfy.
Great, it's going to be oscillating between 22 and 28 this week. Love to see it. Can the heat just die?
It will. Another month.
Feedback pulse.
Woo! 112 yesterday for Alpha Tango.
We've been working
Oof.
finally.
I don't know who posted the Square Bob Sponge Pants image. I think it was in the memes channel. Yeah, it's in the memes. Back up on 7-Eleven, there's a lovely Square Pants SpongeBob SquarePants image. So scroll up to 7-Eleven.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob.
I've never seen
SquarePants.
SpongeBob.
Neither have I.
Is it bad that I actually know the
No,
intro
not at
song
all.
to that?
Not at all.
It's catchy. It's catchy.
Well, so is Baby Shark, and I couldn't get it out of my brain the other day.
Oh my god, don't.
Ugh.
A syllable and I'll drop out of the Discord chat.
I'm not going to sing it. No. I've started listening to Elevator Operator instead, which, while equally catchy, at least involves screaming intentionally.
Yeah, you already got that out of your way.
Yeah, I'm on Alpha.
Kinda I am, but okay.
I am hopeful that Electric Callboy will come to the States this year. They tentatively have it on the list for this year or next. Probably next year would be better for me. Because I'm sure they won't come to Indy, but they'll probably go to Chicago. With my luck, they'll wind up going to Chicago while I'm in Texas. They'll be down in Texas while I'm in Chicago and things like that.
Need to get those rifts under control.
suppose it would work better if I closed the actual rifts instead of just standing here and shooting ships.
Well, that could work.
Yeah.
Rifts are going to close themselves.
Actually, if you wait 12
Why don't
minutes,
you
they really
keep an
will.
eye on. Keep an eye on the station, though.
That station's fine.
Very.
So is this what they mean by standing around and shooting the ship? Sorry. It's this Talia thing. I had to do it. I was required by Loss, and she's not in chat. Really? She's just doing her dance party.
Yeah.
Need to get those rifts under control.
Talia, the dancing queen.
I had hoped to spend yesterday, because class was canceled, playing the game and doing some other games. And it just wasn't happening. I'd come up to play, and somebody'd be like, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z? And the dogs were like, we're hungry. And I realized that my son had left the dog food out on the counter overnight, so I couldn't feed that to him because it's refrigerated food. So, trip to the store, trip to visit the son,
We've got
blah, blah,
hostiles
blah,
on
blah,
the
blah, blah,
station.
blah.
They're breaching our systems.
Okay.
Rifts are going to close themselves.
I think I meant to do those beach assaults. How long did you wait for it to queue up?
Right, like.
I mean, it is a universal, probably if you were trying to do that outside of universal.
I find with universals that aren't real popular like that one. First day, everybody's trying to get out of the way. Second day, everyone's like, and third day, people are like, oh shoot, it's going to close up in a few minutes.
Now they're hours from food.
And then everybody races off to do it.
You still here, Grandma? Ugh. I thought our Janeway was annoying.
I don't mind doing it, but on 4
Did you
tunes,
like
it's
the
too
back
much.
door I put in your station?
Enterprise is back near Projector Beta. The Enterprise is going for Projector out. The shield vessels are negating your attack from the Enterprise. Take them out first.
Shame I had Terran ships in the battle zone instead of Terran ships wherever.
Enterprise near Projector Gamma.
Back in a bit. Don't go anywhere, okay?
Well done.
Yeah,
You
I'll
sent
back
the
in a bit.
Terrans home with a message. If you intend to test us, be prepared for the consequences.
Yeah, Janeway, blah, 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 blah.
It was sooner than I anticipated, honestly.
Yeah, and went really fast. Ah. Alpha Tango says, well, I think we're tearing it up out here. Ouch.
Well, we've Terran them a new one, yeah.
The planet killer has been destroyed.
Ouch.
I know.
That hurt. I'm
I
gonna
don't
take...
like disruptor damage. What
No,
do
I
I
don't
have?
want that. No, I want that one. You can ignore that if you want to. I'm just going back to Ryza. Yeah, I'm going to switch tunes, see if I've got anything better on a different tune here. So, I'm putting you in charge 47 Alpha Tango, and I'm going to switch tunes. Yes, I wish to leave the team. Okay.
Yep. They reserved the NCC number I was trying to put in.
Ah. Thank you. Let's see. I've got destroy Undine ships, but only 5, of course, and Tetrion damage in space. This is the weirdest mishmash of stuff today. Can we do any discovery missions? Like in stories? Or do you mean TFOs? Oh, discovery marks. Well, sure. What's a discovery TFO we can do?
There is one.
Starbase 1, didn't that give discovery marks or
Can
something?
you? I'll find out in a minute. Oh, yeah, TFOs. That's what I thought you meant. Defense of Starbase 1,
Didn't-
sure.
Yeah. I
The-
thought that gave discovery marks.
Hang on a second. I decided to do all the duty officers on this one while I was doing the dance party, not realizing that I had all the birds to do on this. It's like, beans. Beans, beans, beans. All right. Oh, we got a good team here. Everybody okay if we do Defense of Starbase 1 Elite?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't think that'll be a
The
problem here.
The registry ID number is reserved. Like, wow.
Weewoo?
We will.
Affirmative.
I wanted to make it the NX420.
Yeah, I can see why that one got reserved.
I can see why 69 and 6969 got reserved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but really 420.
Yeah. So can you do like 4/20/25? Put a year into it.
I did 1420.
Okay.
I made it a 4-digit registry number. It's fine. I'll come up with something else. A good number. I got it a name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is?
Yep. Proof of ship. Or the POS.
Cliff is reminding us that kids play this game, remember? Yeah, it doesn't stop them from doing a
Yeah.
lot of things that maybe kids shouldn't be
But-
involved in.
But
Officially, they do it.
ISS
Listen up. The
The
war is
ISS POS doesn't like
You know, it's point
ring
of
a bell
sale.
for kids.
It means point
No,
of sale. We
it-
all know that. We know
It's
what it
proof
means.
of ship.
Proof of ship?
Proof.
Well, see, but POC also works then. Proof of concept.
Yeah, but the acronym for proof of concept doesn't work as well as proof of ship.
Yeah, it does, because there's a
Here they
word.
come.
Well, we can argue that when we're not on the air and not offending people.
Mom.
POC also stands for piece of cake. Come on.
We're prepping for evac of non-essential personnel and civilians.
No, I was listening to a not American YouTuber who didn't remember piece of cake and was going, what is it, slice of pie? Is it slice of pie? No, it's piece of cake. Good morning, handsome potato. Which is an excellent name. And how are you today?
Or was he trying to reference Short Circuit?
No, he was trying to reference. Actually, he was talking about clothing from. I want to say Edwardian, but I think it was probably a little bit earlier than that. Maybe the Empire period. Or as my instructor used to call it, the Empire period for clothing. So how goes it for you this morning, handsome potato? I'm hoping to get through the day. Thank you very much. If I get through today, then I have a month until I zip out to Texas to train a class, which gives me 30 days to prep for a class. Yay! They sent me airplane tickets, but I may still drive out there, but then I have to take the puppers with me because it's 3 days driving each direction and then 3 days there. That's a long time to be away from home. One more ship, dear. Go splody, Mr. Ship. Huh?
There's a break in incoming warp signatures. We may have a short amount of time before more arrive.
To drop back into June.
Okay. I may see you there when I get back this afternoon.
Ooh, nice.
No. I'm hoping to be home by like
Reading some
3
heavy
o'clock.
Bright light.
incoming. Raiders and
Why are you
bandits.
bright lighting? There's nobody here yet. It's boring.
No, there is.
Maybe
I
where you
bright
are.
lighted just as they appeared.
An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Oh, life is an adventure. I did go to the gym yesterday, and my trainer's doing serious weightlifting now, and I hurt so much today.
That'll do it.
Yeah. We were doing deadlifts. I was able to do 165 in a deadlift last week. This week, not even close. Good morning, Mr. Dave. Ham and potato, my day will turn out as peachy as I can make it, which should be pretty good.
An evacuation ship
At
is
this
launching.
point, everything that's happening is out of my control, so just gonna do what I can. How are you doing, Mr. Dave? And what are you doing up? What are you? Yeah. 47 Alpha Tango Dave, what are you doing up at this hour? .47?
This is Andor.
I
Taking hits.
went to my former student's college graduation party over the weekend. And this is a kid who's bright and very dedicated, but blew me away. He graduated in 5 years with a combined bachelor's, master's, and a 4.0. Wow. You're on vacation. Congratulations. I feel sorry for Australians in some ways because people, at least Americans, can be such idiots with the. But how do they keep from falling off the planet?
Into position to prepare for the next
Sorry, like
assault.
someone uses that as a valid argument in the conversation.
Well, yeah, that is a valid argument. Well, it's because there's a dome over the Earth, and therefore you can't leave it to take a picture from the underside.
Here come the Klingon
Yeah,
battleships.
but 47 Alpha Tango, if
But
you're
you don't
on,
want to scare the turtle with a flash.
it's all turtles, all the way down till you hit the 4 elephants. Or is it? Hold it. It's
Yeah.
on the back of the 4 elephants, and the elephants are standing on the turtles, and it's turtles all the way down.
Depends who you
Yeah,
ask.
yeah, yeah.
I also heard there's just one turtle.
Yeah, it's Atuin, the great
No,
turtle.
no. It's elephants on the turtle's back.
Okay, yeah, but the name of the turtle
Holding
is
up the...
right. Are we talking Terry Pratchett here?
No,
Oh, okay.
mythology.
Okay, so there is the author Terry Pratchett who wrote the Discworld series, wherein the Discworld sat on the back of the 4 elephants who stood on the back of Atuin, the great turtle, who slowly turtled his way through space. And I started referencing this at work once, and my boss just gave me this look of,
Oh, a bit of
What?
ground move. I heard that.
oh, the doggers? Yes. A leaf fell off a tree, air molecules moved, dust landed on the floor.
No, I'm glad I didn't have dogs like these around.
I did notice that my dogs must have been stressed while I was gone this weekend, because I came home to a pile of plush toy guts pulled all over the couch and the furniture. This massive snowy white stuffiness,
Brushies.
which they usually only do when they're stressed or happy, one of the two.
Well, they weren't happy because you weren't there.
Yeah, but their boy was here, so they might have been happy.
That is a valid argument.
Mm-hmm. And no disrespecting, gentlemen, but wow, my son has never heard of the concept of picking up the plush toy guts and throwing them in the garbage.
That'll hold them off for now.
I've been to his house.
I don't know how much longer we can keep up with this
I
kind
don't know
of
what that
war.
looks like. Okay, you should have
Good
plenty
luck.
of marks
At
there,
least there will be
Cliff.
tomorrow.
155 marks. And a nice amount of dilithium. Ooh, 1400.
I need to figure out what how to do the space anti-proton damage. Oh wait a minute! I did make a build on the Promelian battlecruiser. I can swap it.
No
to
switch
that one.
builds. Let's see.
It's just a ship. It sits with the
We got time for
full set. I just need to
yeah,
swap
got
the
time
ship.
for one more. Congratulations. Yeah,
Get
as
lost
the
with
break
that.
is-
Unsaved changes. There've been no changes at all.
No
There you
problems,
go.
Cliff. So I got the Frontier Doctor outfit for this tune, which is fine, but it looks warm.
Mm. You mean the dark one?
Yeah, well, I put it in purple, but yeah, the one that's the new one that's supposed to look like McCoy's outfit.
Spin the
From,
Yeah, yeah.
what was it, Star Trek 5? Star Trek 4?
I want to say 4, but I don't
Let's do it.
remember. I've seen those only once. Apart from the motion picture and maybe Wrath of Khan, I didn't enjoy most of the TOS crew movies. They were kind of cringe to me, anyway.
4 was the whales.
If it's McCoy, it's the motion picture. Oh, yeah, it probably is the motion picture when he had the beard, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was like unshaven in the motion.
he looked like a future space hippie.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of made me laugh. I mean, I always loved McCoy. He was
He
was
is
the
my fave.
grumpy cat of the series, but he was so unbothered with like the Doctor should have a great bad set manner, but like McCoy was just not having it. So I loved him.
I know, I think he made a great doctor.
So,
I mean,
Nothing
I
wrong
love
with
the-
that bedside manner. Something wrong with the
Oh my
people who can't,
God.
endure that from their doctor. Because the man is making you better, right?
not necessarily. 47 Elbow Tang goes, quotes, Bones, there's a thing out there. To which the return line is, why is it always when it's something we don't know what it is, we call it a thing? Because that's what that means. Duh. And Sateli asks, your son has plush guts all over his house too? Yes, he has an orange cat.
Some people would call it a thang.
Pretty bad
Fang.
word.
Good, there we go. That
Yeah,
endeavor's out of the
fang.
way. Yay! What do I have left? You said you needed to do AP damage, was that correct?
Yeah, just the biggest amount. So
Okay. Let me know when you're ready and I'll cue
I'm
something
ready.
up.
I'm ready. I'm ready. You can cue it up.
Okay, what are we doing? Besides, we're not doing random. How much damage do you need to do?
500,000.
500,000. Yeah, I need something substantial for 500,000. That should give us 500,000. We have a decent party, so this should work.
Yeah, okay,
We
go
will.
to wee woo.
Let's see. You never forget your first doctor. Mine was Crusher. Excellent choice for your starting doctor.
My first doctor was the EMH, so.
Mine was McCoy.
I'm a doctor, not a doorstop.
Natalia says they call me Miss Thing. And fun fact, in German, Bones is named Pille for pill.
Mine was Bones, because
Yep.
the first one I saw was a movie.
Oh, yeah, well, Bones is short for Sawbones. Despite what they say in the reboot.
I mean, I did like Carl Urban's
Oh, I love Carl Urban.
interpretation.
Oh, Carl Urban is great. I love him in everything.
It was great as a rebooted, kind of younger version of Bones. He still can't do the full demeanor of McCoy.
Oh, here we go.
But the concept of the wife got everything in the divorce, but we don't have money anymore, right?
Yeah.
So she got half the house,
She got the daughters,
half the
actually.
paintings, half the chairs, half the dog.
Oh, that might have been a kind of worms.
But got the daughter. And of course, then we never hear about the daughter in the entire movie series.
It was to
Yeah,
make
that's
him relatable to the modern audience, I guess.
Is that Star Trek version of movies dead by now? No. It's still there. It's enjoyable. It's a different take. It's the...
They're still discussing making a fourth one.
Yeah, discussing.
But there are still people who want to do it, but like, I don't know. It's been too long since the last one. The last one wasn't that great to
Yeah.
begin with.
Actually, I
we're
kind of
down,
liked the
man.
last one.
I
Because it
didn't
got...
hate it. I just kind of got annoyed that again the Enterprise gets disabled or destroyed. I'm like, can this ship do anything in space? Cannot withstand a single crisis. Like every single movie in the Kelvin timeline, Enterprise is the most incompetent flagship that Starfleet has ever put up in service. Like I understand that there are things out there that we might not necessarily be prepped with, but even Enterprise D managed to handle the Borg first time they run into them, and Borg were supposed to be the formidable ones.
Hey, where are the formidable ones?
I still cannot, for the love of me, understand why they have to make the most, you know, still, I did like the Kelvin timeline design for the Enterprise. I mean, I hated it at first because it was too, I mean, I liked it at
Too much
first.
hair
then I got
dryer.
into-
Little spaceship.
Then I got, like, but Kelvin timeline film was the first Star Trek exposure I ever had. Then I started watching the series, which was the Voyager, and then I went into the other series, so I kind of got straightened out to like the OGs more than the Kelvin timeline. So then I had a little bit of issue with Kelvin design, but eventually I was just fine with it, and I like it now. I especially like the refit that they did at the end of the last film. But like, it makes a dramatic storyline, but they did it almost 3 times.
Yeah.
All those 3 movies, the ship was almost completely destroyed and rendered inoperable. And I'm like, how many times can you use the same trope in the reboot series before it starts to be boring? You know, there wasn't even a moment when they showed that this ship can actually do something in combat. It was always like, oh, just the scientific stuff, but don't dare do it like combat.
Don't forget, in the original movies, they lost the Enterprise and then gained the Klingon bird of prey. And they have
That was
to
when the-
ride that sucker home.
Good morning,
Yeah, but
Nairo.
that was when the series was established and the ship was already, like, the previous version was shown that it can do stuff, and like this was just a reboot, and this was for a lot of people this was the first
Well, they did
interaction
destroy
with
it in the first movie, did they?
TMP, no.
No. In the first reboot movie.
It is
It isn't.
almost rendered inoperable because
Second
Nero's
one?
ship is pretty just like. Second one is even worse because
second one's even worse.
Marcus's dreadnought disables it and almost destroys it. The ship can barely withstand it. It's a wreck when it's brought back.
I mean-
Then it's destroyed in the third movie at the very beginning. I'm like, excuse me?
So
All
I
those
actually,
refits and fixes and it gets destroyed again. Come
I happen to like the third movie because I think Simon Pegg got the concept of Trek better than JJ did. But then we threw in
Anyone
an
gets
unnecessary and unexplainable and uninteresting enemy. And I love Idris
villain
Elba,
was
but
terrible.
come on.
The villain was the biggest, weakest link
Yeah, it
of
was.
this film. I mean, I understand what they were trying to do. They were starting to show the 5-year mission fatigue and stuff, which was a very interesting take. Because that's
Yeah.
the side that they were never showing, even on the shows, like that they were stressed. They did show that in other shows, but like the TOS was like assuming that they're all like almost like super soldiers in space, like perfect people that can handle any kind of crisis. But I did like that they were kind of hinting that there's fatigue, you know, it's like halfway through the mission, it's just like people are far away from home, they miss their loved ones and stuff. So it was humane. It was giving them more credit and more humanity than
Well,
all the
think back
shows
though
did.
to the pilot where we've got Pike going,
Yeah.
I'm going to go be a space pirate or whatever because I'm just burned out. I mean, like day one, we get that concept of fatigue.
Yeah, but then they, you know, that pilot was not liked by producers, so they had to shoot another one when Kirk was just nothing of sorts.
Well,
Know.
do you know why Jeffrey Hunter didn't stick around, right? He
No,
was
I
the original.
didn't.
Oh, because he got a movie offer. And he's like, TV or movie? I'm going to do movie.
So they went. Well, so he was to stay, but he didn't want to stay.
Well, it was a pilot, so there was no contract, no obligation at that point.
Yeah,
And when they realized they're going to shoot a second pilot, he's like, no, got a movie. Okay.
I mean that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I like
Yeah,
Jeffrey
you're right.
Hunter. I think he's a great actor. Didn't he die shortly
Really?
after that, though? He did die soon after that. Mr. Dave reminds us we need more lens flare.
No, we really do not.
But we all need lens flare.
Disagree to disagree.
Lens flare! It's like cowbell!
Nah. I mean, anyone remotely interested in Trek will get it better than JJ. Let's be honest. He doesn't get storytelling. He has these tropes. He can pitch ideas, but for the love of God, don't give him the
Yeah,
right
he's
to
not
write
a
anything.
storyteller.
He can direct. He knows how to make amazing scenes really work, and he can manage to make them work in a very limited like resources. Just like the scene with Simon Pegg in the second television movie, running through the hangar, which was just really well lit real life hangar. It wasn't very sci-fi at all, and he still managed to make it look like it's a ship hangar. Was a really creative idea, and the way he pulled it off was a really well done scene, and I liked it. And Simon Pegg's scene in that was just absolute gold. I mean, his comedic feel and sense is impeccable. Still, like storytelling, no.
Simon
Don't
Pegg's
do
a
that.
great storyteller. That's why I kind of like Beyond is the best of
Well,
them.
because he cares, you know, because he
Oh,
cares,
yeah.
he's invested in it, and he cares. Meanwhile, JJ does not care about the story. He doesn't care what he wants to tell through it. He just wants to make a spectacle, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. He should be done. He should be engaged in making the spectacle, but he needs to have a co-director or something who's gonna do the emotional, the human stuff. Because, oof, no, he's already ruined 2 big franchises, and I'm glad he's not being attached to anything big lately.
Yeah. Satali reminds us, who needs lens flare when you have the bacon of Kalis? True that. And Mr.
Good
Dave
one.
says, the I-Enterprise bridge, sponsored by Apple. I gotta say, the bridge that they had in Picard, after watching, what's his name, Dave Blass, talk about what they did to make that happen, and how amazing it looks, and that all those computer screens that are in there are not CGI, they actually did practical effects on it, and you're watching it from the background, it's like, oh my god, how did they do that all? That's so cool. That was the nerdiest thing I've ever done at a Trek convention, is sit through that twice.
I love that they came up with these functional props for these Picard series. Like, season 2 might be the crappiest season they did, but they had real working tricorder. I mean, working. Like, they really touched the touchscreen and it did things, and it shone on the lights, and it wasn't wired. They didn't have to have a wire in their sleeve anymore. They used iPhones with a custom-made software for them, so it works. And they put like, I think for Discovery and Picard as well, they put iPhones and like the armrests for the captain's chair, so he could have these, pop-up screens so he could touch them and stuff. And they actually built in some iPads and stuff in there just to make it work. And those bent screens that they had on the bridge, that was so well done. It looked so good.
Well, it's at the
That's
point now
because
where
we have that technology. You could put that in your home.
But the
in your
thing is,
hand.
Yeah, if I had
it used
money
to be.
to make a custom built stuff, yeah, sure.
No, but for a lot of us who are watching these movies, this used to be sci-fi and all like future predictions, but now it just is what we have.
Well,
It's,
in the 80s, no one dreamed of an iPad or.
oh yeah, they
or
did.
a
That's
dreamt
mobile.
of
not
it.
true. Like, it may have been big, but yeah, okay. But the captain's log was always on a pad. Like, pads were a thing in the 80s. That was next
mean-
gen.
Yeah, that's when we were
They
starting
had
to get
pads.
them. Yeah, my first
They
one
had
would be in
pads.
the 80s.
No, they had the pads in the 60s. They were just like, they were actually making notes
Yeah,
with a real pen, but they still had like, this was an electronic device. Theoretically, they just didn't show
Yeah,
it too
that
well because
what
they didn't have the
Rand
budget
was
to make it
carrying
look real.
around.
Mm-hmm.
That was what Rand was carrying around. That was the entire job she had.
Still, it
It's
was
a stupid job, but it's the one they gave me. Sorry.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. I had to quote a little Sigourney Weaver there.
Yeah, well, Galaxy Quest is a great movie.
Mr. Dave, we love nerding out and chatting. But what I found interesting was by the time Picard rolled around, it was cheaper to do practical effects than to do CGI. Where CGI used to be how we could cheap out on everything.
And now they just use last generation iPhones and put them into a bunch of stuff. It wasn't
And
even the top of the line stuff.
no. Well, honestly, how much of this stuff could you give to your teenage son and go, hey, can you make it do this? Sure, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, how much of it it's like, oh, you remember the little Matrix computer screens with all the characters and symbols?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we started out with an animated GIF of that you could put up, and then got like screensavers. Now we got animated desktops that are legitimately the real Matrix code.
Let me do a kind of update for Mr. Dave here. He asked if they're still going to do the Legend show, and I assume you mean Legacy. So here's what I know. They want to do it. The people in Star Trek want to do Legacy. They would love a 7 as the captain focused storyline. Great idea, probably would work. However, they had made all of this contingent on how Section 31, excuse me one sec, how Section 31 did in terms of ratings, which was terrible because it was awful, and then how Starfleet Academy does. The thing is, right now, there is the buyout of Paramount by a company called Skydance, which is going to happen in about 2 years, from what I understand.
But this is still so much in the future. Why isn't it not pushed through? What are they doing with it?
No, it's not ready to go out yet, as part of it. They filmed 2 seasons, but it's just in post-production. And here's what I think is happening.
I mean the merger.
Oh, just because that's
why is
how...
it taking
Because it always takes that long.
so stupid?
We can go
It's
into
impacting
that.
their franchise.
I can tell you some horror stories of mergers that go too fast. Anyway, so I think they're not going to do anything until the merger, and they may actually shelve everything for a period of 5 to 10 years. 'Cause
Yeah, sure, make them age to their 60s, so they're even their continuity viability is even worse. Yeah, sure.
Well, the argument is that Star Trek's a bit burned out. The original fan
That's not-
base, they're not hitting the targets with the fan base. They are trying to make it more pew pew and less character driven, where Star Trek has always been more character driven with a nice side dose of pew pew.
Yeah, but did
Yeah.
anyone? Well, I mean, if they listen to their fans rather than do what they think
There you
is
go.
better,
Hmm.
like the biggest issue with me is like, who asked them to do Academy? Nobody ever asked about making a
Yeah, I know.
Starfleet
Right, but
Academy series.
it-
No one asked them about the child-centric Prodigy,
No,
and they still
but
did it,
it's
and it
so-
didn't pan out, even though it gained fans. It's just like they're trying to
It's-
do this niche stuff, trying to pitch where they
Yeah.
should go, and they have the core fan base that will just swallow anything as long as it is Star Trek, and they just go every other direction. That's just
But
avoiding
the
them altogether.
core base isn't necessarily following it, and that's one of the problems. So when you put out a new product, you have to be aware of appealing to your existing audience, but not going to the
First.
point of cannibalizing it so that the original product gets lost and everybody goes to the new one, because when you go to the new one, people will say, nah, it's not for me. And I think as we went into Discovery in particular, and this is what Mr. Davis is saying here, it was Star Trek, but it was trying to appeal to a different segment of the audience, and it didn't do it particularly well. So what you wound up with is a lot of people not following Discovery, and a lot of the old people not bothering to convert over. So the end game is that they lost a bunch.
Well,
but
that's
there's
what you do when you
also-
think you know better.
Yeah, I
Again.
agree.
Well, there's also the fact that they had to ignore canon,
Yeah.
established canon,
Yeah.
to make the show happen.
No, they didn't have to ignore canon. They had to
What-
write a new
no,
story,
what hap-
but they didn't do that.
They went
Okay,
lazy.
but-
They wanted to attach it to nostalgic for specific characters because they
They-
thought it was gonna sell. Like,
But you can't
no one has ever fallen on that
they-
banana before.
They established very well that there was a temporal prime directive at some point,
Yeah.
which is conveniently just overlooked completely for Discovery.
Temporal Prime Directive was established during the Temporal Wars, so it's not something applicable in the 23rd century. What they did is they introduced a show that tried to redo and reinvent the wheel on too many items, including characters that were legacy characters like Spock.
Yeah,
added
they
the
would have
sister
been
out
so
of
much
the
better
blue.
off not trying to reintroduce those characters.
I mean, you could depict the technology like a little bit more fresher, but if they set themselves for an impossible task. Set a prequel series that happens before TOS and still doesn't make it look like in the 1960s, which was already an impossible task for Enterprise, which already kind of made like the Enterprise look a little bit more modern than it did in TOS. So it's already that mistake was made once, and it didn't pan out for the show.
Believable. Enterprise looked believable.
I mean that's the thing, but TOS doesn't look believable today. It looks dated, hell of a dated. Like
But
you look
it is
at
dated.
cardboard.
It is
like
dated.
You look at cardboard sets
Yeah.
that look cheap and cheesy today.
It was cheap and cheesy. That's what they could afford. So you kind of have to just realize they can't.
Yeah,
do...
but you either do the DS9 approach and you make a prequel series that looks cheap and cheesy, which would probably not sell well, or you just get it out of pre-TOS era, stop attaching yourselves to predetermined legacy characters, and move forward and do something post-Nemesis.
You could have done a prequel, but don't
post-Voyager.
use legacy characters, and then you could have gotten away with it. So let me jump back here into chat for one sec, because there's a couple of really good points here. 47 Alpha Tango says, the reason I appreciate Discovery is because it got a strange new world. Honestly, it's my opinion that Anson Mount as Pike was one of the things that saved the show. Not only saved the show, but I think it helped save the series, because everyone went, hold on here, we got a good character here. This is a character that's
something here, right?
somewhat canonical, but also really well played.
Can I state that Discovery does have a good character that started with the show and ended with the show?
And that's Saru.
Well, I was going to say Tilly.
No, she was not a good character. I like her as an actress, but it's not a good character.
Nope.
Because
I
her
don't
character
know.
is, hi, I'm neurodivergent. That is not a character.
I'm quirky. That I'm just quirky
Yeah.
and insecure. Oh, look at me! I'm a character. No, no.
Yeah, your
It's the
character
same
has
with
to have
the usual.
a personality and a background and a story and all that stuff, and that's part of it.
They wrote tropes. They didn't write characters. They wrote
Yeah.
gay trope with Stamets and Culber without giving any reasonable or believable backstory. Sorry, as a gay person, I hated the way they were depicted. I would never want representation in that way. And Tilly was just another quirky character that's a checkbox. They just did checkboxes, not characters written. There was no character background writing for Tilly or anyone else. Like, even Burnham isn't too believable, really.
When
And
Tilly rats burn him out and follows regulations
Mhm.
that's
where
season
other
3.
characters.
That's
Yeah,
2 seasons too late. Sorry.
but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Tilly kept to the rules and regulations of a starship,
Yeah.
where
That's fine.
most
That's not
characters were fine with breaking them.
That's not character writing, and secondly, this is three seasons too late.
right.
They
What
should
you
have
need
done
to
stuff like that.
do when you're writing a character is to
I
write
don't know.
a
I
character,
like
and
it.
as the character ages in, you begin to get more familiar with them. You begin to get the backstory of these things. So
Where they came from.
Bashir is a really good example. Bashir had a character which evolved as they realized he was really an annoying character in the beginning, and then you realize later that he had the genetic engineering, that all these things happened to him, that all of this has helped to form him into the person that he is in the story. All of it is really, I know it probably wasn't planned that way, but it worked out that way. Very interesting. Picard, we know that he doesn't like kids, and we go back in his story, we hear a little bit more about this and that and the other. Same with Crusher. Actually, you go back into McCoy, and why is he kind of the way he is, and you begin to learn his backstory over the course of the years that it's on the air. It's not all just thrown in your face in episode 1. Is it okay when I say they included LGBT characters just out of obligation? They included LGBT characters just out of obligation, as opposed to putting in a character and making them interesting. And yes, they're also LGBT. What have you? You have to make that not the character. You have to make that part of the character.
Yeah, they put them for a checkbox, nothing else. They didn't serve any purpose. It would change absolutely nothing if they had their own like spouses that were straight and they weren't gay. They wouldn't
Yeah,
change anything in how they interacted or how they impacted the storyline, because that was nothing about it that made any difference. It could have been white, black, whatever. That wouldn't change anything because that wasn't part of their
yeah.
background story, and their story wasn't
And
emphasized. And Musin, it's fine. You can like Tilly. I liked her in the first season too, but I started seeing the same thing as Mom says. She had no background. She was just written down to be that quirky comic relief character that had absolutely no backstory or character. That's fine that she stood by the principles, but that we don't know why. There isn't like any sort of background or core moment where that actually comes from, and it never is emphasized later on. It's just a moment where
Look
that
at
has even no
Cisco.
consequences later.
Look at Cisco in terms of a well-written character. We see him for the first time reliving the death of his wife, a traumatic space battle, rescuing his son. All these things are happening in those first few minutes that we get to meet him. And we see more of his
And-
personality develop in the first 2 episodes than we saw in a lot of Discovery, the whole series of
punches-
Discovery.
he just punches Q in the face and establishes character right there.
Yeah, but that's way into it.
He's like,
Let's see.
"Well,
That's how you
Picard
show
never hit me."
47 Alpha Tango. I think another unfortunate decision was they did a lot of the character development and backstory for some characters through novels and other tie-in media. Correct. That happens a lot more these days. If you didn't read the books, magazines, cartoons, whatever, you're not going to know what's going on. Mr. Dave says, what's funny is Michael is a Christian in real life. I have no idea what she was in the series because, honestly, I didn't care. So.
What do you mean Michael is Christian in real life? That isn't a real life character. How can they have?
I
Oh,
think he
in
means
real
the actress who played Michael.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
that what
Mika can be whatever. She can be a Buddhist. It doesn't
Yeah.
impact the character at all. She can play a Satanist, and
But-
it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah,
Like, she
the same
can
with
do whatever.
Tilly. You don't have to be neurodivergent to play
I
neurodivergent.
think that was
But
in.
it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that was in reference to having LGBT characters portrayed
okay.
on screen.
Do you guys remember? I think it was no, not Discovery. Maybe a DS9 episode with the um, actress, not the actress, but the character was confined to a wheelchair, maybe because of gravity. And
Yeah,
the whole
that was the
story.
Orville.
No, it wasn't the Orville. This was a Star Trek episode.
What
But
was it
where
again?
the
What?
character's main attribute was not that she was confined to a wheelchair. She was a Melora. Thank you, Melora. She was well developed, well written, and the plot focused around her desire to, I think she wanted to be an engineer. She was an engineer, but she had limitations because of gravity. That's how you work a person's attributes into a character and make it into part of the plot. You don't just write, she's confined to a wheelchair. That's her character. That's not a character. She's LGBT. That's not a character. The Orville was more Star Trek than Discovery. The Orville was a love song to Star Trek. I love the way he wrote that. I just wish that
Orville.
yeah, but that's not going to happen because apparently Seth MacFarlane would write the scripts. He wanted to write the scripts. And sometimes they were weeks or months into getting into production, so everybody who was in the cast and crew was kind of on hold with their lives waiting for the next episodes, to the extent they couldn't necessarily take other paying gigs, and they weren't getting paid for this one because they were only getting paid when the production's going around. That's not the way to do it. I feel bad for them because the Orville was great. I really loved the Orville. Yeah. Anyway, I got stuff to do today, folks. So I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for sticking around for the chit-chat and the pew-pew and all the fun stuff we do here. I'm glad you're all able to join us. Mr. Dave, 47 Alpha Tango, go back to bed. It's way too early for you guys. Chris, Taz, if you're still listening, Musin, you guys have a wonderful time on that side of the planet. If you're over on that side, have a great day. If you're on the other side, hope you had a great day or are going to have a great day. And I will talk to you all tonight. We will be on in about 11 hours. That's the game plan. I'll let you know if that changes. So everyone, have a wonderful day. And as we like to say around here, Musin, are you going to do it or am I?
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.
And I will make it a threesome.
Do you even hear yourself?
Computer deactivate iguana. How dare you!
Stay moopsome.